Okay, everybody, welcome to Futro Hidden Movie Gems podcast. I am your host, Ty Christensen. We are joined by none other than Jordan Christensen.
Oh, I don't have a quote. I can't speak Japanese, dang it. Hello.
It's Korean, you racist pig.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
it's Korean.
You were just surprised by the fact that you didn't speak Japanese until this moment. It's Korean, yes.
I'm
but
sorry.
It's so funny that you it only hit you before you were about to do your intro that it occurred to me that I don't speak Korean. Jordan, say hello.
Oh, I already did. I said hi.
And we're joined by Cameron.
Annyeong. That's supposedly how you say hi in Korean, Jordan.
Is that from Arrested Development?
Oh, you're not going to say sup nerds? I like when you say sup nerds.
I looked up sup nerds in Google Translate, but I retranslated it back and it comes out as hello jerks. I'm not sure if that's the same translation I'm wanting, but...
We're joined by Grant. Welcome back.
Hey, how's it going?
Grant's a glutton for punishment. He was in an episode of Brawl in Cell Block 99, and then he figured, I want to watch another horrific movie.
A zombie movie, yep.
Let's watch Train to Busan. And joined again for the second time, Clinton. What's up, Clinton?
Yes, thank you so much for having me on your program again.
Dude, we all know who the comedian here is, man.
Serial killer.
Clinton is a doctor, and he does not behave like it. I actually don't know what a doctor is supposed to behave like. Today, we are talking about the awesome Korean film. Actually, I should probably know this. I want to say South Korean.
I'm pretty sure it's South Korean.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's South Korean.
There's no way North Korea.
Pretty sure Kim Jong-un isn't releasing films out there.
Yeah, no, that's true, yeah.
The movie would have starred everyone Kim Jong-un, like everyone is Kim Jong-un.
Did you catch that? It did have, so the baseball player, he was the kid from Parasite.
Yeah, he totally was.
Yep,
Yeah.
he was, definitely, yeah.
I didn't even recognize that.
My boy.
I recognize him. I recognize that name. I can't pronounce it, but Kim Soo-ink or whatever his name is. I can't pronounce it.
Nailed it, Ty.
What's crazy about this film, this works really, really well. Even if you just can't handle subtitles and things like that, this movie is just very fun. So we're going to get right into it here. Let's go around and ask everybody, what was it like watching the podcast for the first time, and what was it like rewatching this movie? Or what was it like watching the movie for the first time, and then what was it like rewatching it for the podcast? Yep, and now we can begin. Okay, all right.
Translating that out of Korean, what the heck?
What was it like watching this podcast? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I need subtitles on when you're speaking.
All right, Cameron. Subtitles. Good one. Ooh, a snap.
Oh, but I'm...
Bird.
All right, Cameron, why don't you start?
Picking on me. It was definitely an interesting experience the entire time. As soon as the movie finished, I just looked at Grant. I was like, what the fudge did I just watch? I think they did a really good job overall. The cinematography was really good. There was just a couple things that I thought was interesting, which I'll get into a little bit later. But it was overall very entertaining the entire time. It wasn't the type of thriller where I was, oh my gosh, kind of on the edge of my seat, but I was uneasy the entire time where I was, oh, freak.
You weren't on the edge of your seat? I almost started getting up and pacing. Oh, this movie is so intense. Get out of here.
No, dude, oh my gosh, I was saying I was uneasy the entire time where I was, what the freak is going to happen? The one thing that I really did enjoy was how you had really good character development, even though it was like a really crazy action movie.
How about you, Grant?
I'm with Jordan. I was tense the entire movie. For me, it escalated much quicker because I felt a lot of movies take a lot of time to build up. They show the first case of something happening, then the breakout happens. And usually it's like in the background, and then it starts coming into the scene of where all the characters are. But it just started happening within the first 10 minutes. The train left, and then that zombie came and hit the window. The girl was like, wait, what? I said to myself, how can they be on this one train and do a whole movie about this? I don't know how this is going to work out.
Oh, ye of little faith.
I know, they did a really, really good job. I was pleasantly surprised, that's for sure. Kind of like Cameron said, I really liked the character development. They did a really good job, even though it was on the run. You didn't even really know the background, really, of anyone, but you got emotionally connected to people. But it was hard, too, because no one was safe. So many people died. It was rough. But I really, really enjoyed it, but it was really intense.
How about you, Clinton?
I saw it for the first time last night. It was really good, honestly. I liked how it threw in a lot of the culture. It's Korean, you said?
Yes.
Is it not Japanese?
South Korean.
It is definitively South Korean, yes.
I appreciated that. So it's not like the classic zombie movie where you're out Wild West with the cowboy in his hat shooting all the zombies. I thought it was nice to have more of a sleek, cool South Korean feel to it. But I agree. I thought there was a lot of good character development and just fun movie.
Jordan, how about you?
The first time I saw it when it first hit Netflix, when it was all popular, this movie is amazing. And then I'd actually forgotten about it for this rewatch. I was gripping my seat just as tight as I was the first time because I was like, I don't remember any of this. It was really fun because I watched with my roommate and I could see he was literally he had moved forward in his seat because he was so nervous. Every time somebody would die, he was like, oh. I could just hear he was in pain. Cameron Grant already mentioned the character development is so good. You just love the people so much.
And hate certain people too.
Yes.
Yeah, that
yes,
dude is
yes,
Satan.
yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I love that train conductor. He's my favorite. He's the best. He's the hero of this story, man. He's all about that survival of the fittest, and he has no qualms about throwing you right under the teeth of a biter. Is the coast clear? Yeah, you should go first.
Gives him a shove.
What kind of question was that? It's like, no, all the zombies are gone. It's like, where would they go?
And why would he tell him to go first and think that's a good idea? Like, no, but you go first. They seize the zombie and just get shoved out there.
Oh my gosh.
It's unreal.
I want to dive into it already, but let's...
Well, everyone needs to hear what I think. I honestly, just like you, Jordan, I forgot a lot about this movie. I loved it when I watched it. I watched it on Netflix. What's weird is this came out in 2016. I think the large part of the zombie craze had already died out because you had movies like World War Z. That kind of put the nail in the coffin, in my opinion, just because I think everyone kind of got tuckered out. Like, that was the big blockbuster franchise of the movie of the year. If you want to watch fast-running zombies with Brad Pitt, that's the movie you went and saw. But this kind of gave it a fresh new face. My favorite kind of zombie is the fast-running rage zombie, which is exactly what this is, because it's just an adrenaline ride. I'm not gonna lie, I fall asleep during The Walking Dead. The Sleepwalking Dead, right? Oh, yes, that's good.
Put them shot like the
I'm
time.
taking shots, dude. No, I'm really just angry because they got rid of Frank Darabont after season 1 of The Walking Dead. They did such a disservice to that man and that show. I mean, you could talk about The Farm, you could talk about how dumb that was. After season 1, dude. The first season, there was so much good character development. Okay, see, now we're talking about The Walking Dead here. We should do a podcast about The Walking Dead, but we're talking about zombies. This is very prevalent. This film is so much fun. I would put this easily in the top 10 zombie films that I've seen. I mean, it's such a fun, new, fresh take on it. There's a lot of great zombie films out there, but this just picks right up. Yeah, you have the intro to character, you got the exposition, but even then, I felt like I was watching Hook. You have Robin Williams as a terrible father to his kids. In this movie, he buys his child a Wii, which is like a really thoughtful thing, and his daughter already owns a Wii. He's not there, he's not present, and he cares so much about money, and even in the midst of everything that's going on, he's kind of oblivious to everything, but his daughter is noticing the media, or the news cameras, the guys that are being taken out in the train station, but he just kind of misses all of it. My second time watching this, I had forgotten everything, and yeah, I was at the edge of my seat because I remember thinking, oh, I don't remember any of these people making it. So I do remember knowing everyone's dying, but I do not remember how they got picked off one by one, and they all do. And watching it this time, I was even more frustrated at some of the character choices that were made because it still has what I would consider the cliche zombie. I don't want to get nitpicky, but they have these moments that characters make these decisions that, to me, I'm just scratching my head. I've never been in that situation, so I guess I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I have a pretty good feeling I wouldn't just slowly open the door and allow them to kill me and everyone else on board. I just don't think that's something I would do. I just loved watching it. I've said my piece. Let's get into it. Jordan, do you have a quick breakdown of the plot?
I do. While a zombie virus outbreak... Wait, no, sorry. Let me start over. While a zombie...
Nice.
All right, we got this. While a zombie virus breaks out in South Korea, passengers struggle to survive on a train from something to Busan.
You nailed it, Jordan.
To Seoul?
Yeah, Seoul. Sorry, I wasn't sure how you pronounce that.
Seoul to Busan.
Seoul.
I think it's Seoul.
Something to
Yeah,
Busan.
that's
Seoul.
the capital of South Korea.
From something, somewhere to Busan.
I love how Jordan turns into like his narrating voice anytime he speaks. It's hilarious. Anytime he talks about the summary. It's so funny, Jordan. I like it.
Dude, I had a bit about that when he was reading the one about
I think it was Brawl.
Brawl in Cell Block 99. He was like, the man descends to the depths of hell. he's saying like the friendliest voice, and he kills everyone in his way, but he's saying it, and he kills everyone in his way. It's like he's reading Dr. Seuss, right? But he's reading the most horrific.
To a child, yeah.
Jordan, we love you, man. Don't ever stop. Never stop. Never stop.
Keep it up, Jordan.
Just a quick thing. So this movie, Train to Busan, came out in 2016, directed by Sang-ho Yeon.
I'm young.
And it stars Yu Gong, Yumi Jung, Dong Seok Ma. Yeah, that was my best.
You absolutely nailed it.
I nailed it. And Woo Sik Choi. That's the guy. Woo Sik Choi is from the Parasite movie that we reviewed earlier. Yeah, he was great, the baseball player. We're going to go around and say two of our favorite things about this movie. Jordan, why don't you start?
Two things will not do this movie justice, but I will do my best. Oh, man. I guess can one of my things be my favorite character in the movie was the husband to the pregnant woman. He is amazing. Me and my roommate talked about this. We were trying to figure out, was he some kind of ex-military? Was he a wrestler? This guy is a street fighter. I don't know, but he is an amazing fighter. When he goes in and just starts fighting the zombies with his fists, are you kidding me? He's cracking necks. He's punching them in the face. I love this man. And I felt like a little kid again. It was so good. On the opposite spectrum is I love to hate this other guy. He is amazing, and I hope we dive more into him. I have never hated a person as much, and I wrote a list of all the people. I got Mr. Cooper from Night of the Living Dead. You got Nurse Ratched from One That Flew Out. I can't even say the name of the title.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Thank you. Mrs. Unbridge from Harry Potter. The other guy from Day of the Dead. I forget his name, but he's the commander guy. There's all these characters, and I wonder, because it is a zombie flick, they brought him in because he is a lot like Mr. Cooper from the original zombie movie. Because he is that perfect person that you just hate so much. I have never hated somebody so much in my life. He is so good. Even when you think you're like, yes, he died, finally. And then all of a sudden he's in the bathroom. No, are you kidding me? He's still alive. Oh, he's like a cockroach. You can't kill him. Oh.
Cameron, how about you?
One of my favorite things is similar to the same thing Jordan had. My favorite thing was my hatred I had for that dude. I was more worried about, I didn't really care if people surviving. Everyone can die, but he has to die. If he's the one, I was telling Grant, if he's the only person that lives, I'm going to kill myself. I was saying, when they didn't show him die, and they want you to infer that he's dead, I told Grant, I won't believe it till I see his body. And then you freaking just see him in the bathroom, paranoid. And I love when the dad of the daughter comes in and just like slugs him right in the face. What are you thinking? You're going to kill us all. And then immediately after, he's infected. Look at his eyes. I'm gonna kill him. Shut up. That was just one thing I just spent the entire time just enjoying. I was just looking for him. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Another thing I really liked, it reminded me a little bit of a kind of a Taika Waititi teaching a lesson in a really odd, obscure way. Taika Waititi likes to do it kind of through playful humor. It was an interesting way to show how some people result to thinking inward, and especially in dire situations. And I love seeing the purity of his daughter. Dad, we need to help that person. And all that matters in this situation is you look for number one. You are most important. And you kind of just see like, the points of view is I've got a perfect child who's always trying to look to save other people. Eventually rubbed off on her dad, which I thought was really cool.
Clinton, how about you?
So, I know it's kind of random, but I really like the homeless character a lot.
He's a hero.
Yeah. He starts off, oh man, is this guy infected? What's wrong with him? And everyone's looking at him suspiciously. And I thought it was really cool because it's almost a commentary on society where we treat homeless people like they're zombies, not giving them an opportunity to actually contribute and be part of the group, even though he saved everybody in the end. I thought he was a great character. I thought the little girl did such a good job. Every scene, her singing, her crying at the end, I thought she just destroyed the part. I thought she was really good, and I was just hooked. Man, we gotta save this little girl. Do everything you can. I thought those two characters were awesome.
Grant, how about you, man?
I think just one really big thing for me is I just love the emotional parts of the sacrificing parts. You don't want them to die, but then they're doing a greater good for the group. And then just how well done there was twists in what happened. A lot of zombie movies kind of just follow the same techniques that happens. It felt like a boomerang, throw it, it comes back, it misses you, but then it comes back to hit you in the head. That group, oh, he's infected, so they'll push him out. And then the zombies come into that room. Oh, finally they get justice, karma. And then that guy's still alive and ends up killing the other guy. And why? It made it interesting, and it wasn't like any other zombie movie I've ever seen. So I really enjoyed that.
Would you say it's better than The Walking Dead, Grant?
TV shows and movies are different. We'll just leave it at that.
Grant, are you an avid Walking Dead fan?
That's what we call a nerd.
I'm just devoted to it because I spent all the time to binge watch it. It's not my favorite.
Selling your soul to the devil.
I'm curious to know what happens.
So Grant's like, I put all this time and money and sweat and blood and tears into this thing. It better be worth it.
Yeah.
It better deliver, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I have some favorite characters though, so it's okay.
Well, Grant, sorry to burst your bubble, but you're going to be disappointed, my friend. No, I'm kidding.
It's okay. I don't care.
I haven't even seen how it ends. I'm sure it's great. Two of my favorite things is a lot of things that you guys talked about. One of them is it does have almost a fast fighting. I don't know if it's considered kung fu style fighting. It's martial arts against zombies. One of the fighters when he's literally fisticuffs with zombies, fast moving zombies. I've never seen a movie that's done that before. I personally never have. You get them where they're fighting him off, but he's just wrapped his forearms up in newspaper and tape, and then he's just punching them in the face. And I just think that's so awesome, breaking their necks. And I just never seen a fresh new take on a zombie, because a lot of them didn't have any weapons, so he just made do with what he had. Prevented his forearms from being bit, and then went to town and punching. That was cool. It's like a fighting style with zombies. And then secondly, I would say with everything going on right now, there's riots right now. We have the coronavirus. It's a really crazy time. When I was watching this last night, oh man, this movie needs to hit Netflix again.
This is COVID-20.
This is COVID-20, yeah.
You know why I'm excited to talk about this? They've announced that they're going to make a second.
I actually just saw that. I went to IMDb and they're making a sequel. Oh, that's really cool.
Dang.
It's called Peninsula.
Train to Kim Jong's house.
It takes place...
Trying to get through North Korea's border.
It's going to take place 4 years later, yeah. So I'm curious. It'll be like a dystopian, kind of like a Mad Max world. I watched the trailer. It looks pretty wild. They have gladiator fights with zombies. It looks pretty fun.
Dang.
Watch the trailer if you haven't seen it. Peninsula. It's in post-production right now. It should be out in 2020, it says. So we have that to look forward to soon. It was perfect that we did the first one in timing of that. With everything going on right now, I think one of the moments that do a really good job of showing how panic spreads, kind of like this zombie virus, is as soon as the other folks had traveled all the way back to the train to rescue the other people. Oh, they could be infected.
Get back!
Yeah, they're like, get back, get out. It breeds fear, and it spreads like a virus. Even though none of them are infected, they're infected with fear. I thought that was a pretty interesting moment. It was very clear that the one guy spreading this panic, just kind of like how the zombies outbreak started. It was one person that got bit and then just started biting everybody, and it quickly consumed everyone on that train cars. It's eerie how similar to a time that we live right now with, two of your least favorite things. Does anyone have anything to bash about this film or plot points? I'm going to start off right off the bat. We have two of the old ladies, they're sisters, and one of them has this moment where she's looking at the train car and she's just staring at her and sees her sister and she's like, you did nothing for her. And then she just goes up to the door and opens it. They forced everyone out of their train car into the additional two in-between passenger cars, the people that they claimed were infected. This lady goes up to the door and just opens it up and all the zombies come in and kill everyone. What was her angle? Was she upset because...
I've got a very good explanation of why she did that. Maybe because the people in that train, they got that woman's, I don't know if she's her sister or her friend or family member, got her friend killed. She essentially was getting revenge on all of them because because of them, she would still be alive. They were holding the door.
Jeez. Dude, would you do that?
Well,
would you do that? Man, if any one of you got bit by the zombie, I'd be taking you down. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I don't want you to live as a zombie. I'd just cut off your head. I wouldn't.
imagine a group of people kept the door locked. Maddie got bit, and because of that, I mean, you'd probably go suicide and kill everyone else, wouldn't you? I'm just saying.
Ties to suicide. Kamikaze bomber!
And then I'm a bad husband if I say I don't. Of course I would, but that's different. I don't know, for a sibling, I don't know. Maybe that was like the most important person.
Wow.
Oh,
Ty.
ouch. Okay, I see how it is.
I'll just snap Cameron's neck and just move on.
If any of you were bit, I don't know if I'd sacrifice my life and then everyone else's life with me. It just seems so cruel. As a plot device, that kind of works. I can buy into it a little bit, but I still feel like every single zombie movie has this scene in it where there is a character that's eyeing the zombie and feels the humanity's gone, so they just like say, oh, the heck with it, and they just end it all. And they just allow the zombies to kill not only them, but they have to allow them to kill everyone. They did this in every movie I could think of. Everyone has that scene, from the Walking Dead comic books to the TV show. Everyone's just, oh, these zombies are here. Or they just get that moment where I'm just gonna allow myself to die. It's just so ridiculous. No one, I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about like Night of the Living Dead when she opens the door and lets everybody in?
Yes, they have that scene in the Night of the Living Dead. They also have in Dawn of the Dead, they have the character, or freak, one of my favorites is Shaun of the Dead. You have what's-his-face that is jealous of Shaun. He's always trying to get his girl, and he starts unbarricading the door, and then he gets pulled through the glass, but it's his fault that he's dead. He literally allows all the zombies to come in through the bar at the Winchester. There's always that scene with the character that's being so arrogant, so stupid, and just kills everybody else in the process. It's so frustrating. Oh, humanity, and maybe that's the theme of these movies. Humanity. What is humanity? What does it mean to be humane in a society where you literally ostracize people because you're afraid afraid of them when they're not even infected, right? I get the message, but every single zombie movie has that scene, and it was just something that really bothered me in this one.
Well, because if humanity is lost, what is the point of going on? You're living for what? Just to wait to die? I don't know.
I would just argue fear. My fear. I don't want to turn up to be a man-witch, man.
I don't want to be in a zombie apocalypse with Jordan.
I'm like, Cameron, if I die, you're going with me.
Jordan's like, Cameron, there is no more humanity. And I'm like, wait, what? That's when I start thinking you're infected and I sacrifice you like that one psycho dude.
What's the point of it all? I don't want to be bitten. I don't even like getting burned.
I like being alive.
Yes, I like being alive. I'm afraid of getting bitten by somebody that sounds terrible. They all look terrifying. They're all contorting. They're all drooling. They have veins in their face. Ugh.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Of a question that we always hypothesized in high school is, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? And I remember asking you, and you're like, oh, I'd find a nice man with glasses.
What the fudge?
Let me clarify. Jordan doesn't clarify that I was giving a sarcastic answer because we just watched Night of the Living Dead, and Barbara's brother kept saying, they're coming to get you, Barbara. I was making a joke. I was like, oh, I'd get that nice man with glasses, because Barbara does the same thing in the end. She sees Johnny and then she sacrifices herself to Johnny. She's like, oh, there's my brother, and he's clearly a zombie and eats her, and then proceeds to kill everyone. Thank you, everybody. I wouldn't just take any rando with glasses in an apocalypse. He'd probably be a creep. Probably get me tied up and killed.
I think you've beaten that drum enough. A little nitpick that I kind of had, I don't know if it's just a cultural barrier. Some of the music, soundtrack, and some of the score, I just felt like we're the opposite of some scenes. It's like a super intense scene and ding, 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 playing the piano.
Yeah, the piano was a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not sure if I'm following this, or it's like a really emotional moment and then they're playing some weird music. I don't know if this is just I'm not Korean, but I'm lost.
I have to disagree. I thought the music was perfect. I cried many times in this film.
Well, you're a psychopath.
Because of the music, Jordan?
I don't know. Just there's a lot of emotions flying around. It could have been the music.
Definitely wasn't the music. If you paid attention at all to the music, you'd be like, what am I listening to? Dude, it was a weird soundtrack thought, Jordan. You can't unconvince me of that.
There's so many things I want to talk about. I love, we've already mentioned it, and I don't want to keep talking about the same thing, but I feel like this director is amazing with characters. I don't know if he just got the perfect script. This movie is a lot like World War Z, except the reason I think it's better is because they take the moments in between all the crazy chaos. Instead of just spewing stupid exposition at you, they sit down, they have a moment where Cameron mentioned this. There's two old women standing up and the little girl offers her seat to this woman, and you really get to see that character make a decision that shows what that character really is. And then right afterwards, you see what kind of a man the father is. He says, you can't be sharing the seat with this woman. I love the homeless man sacrificing himself to save the other's people. It was very similar to the Walking Dead video game. There's a homeless man that sacrificed himself for Clementine. I love that. I think, was it Clementine or was it Ben? It was one of the characters.
Dude, George, just the scene in that part, exactly what you were talking about, I loved. Is that your dad? Yeah. Is that your real dad? Honey. Yeah, and he's like, oh, what does he do for a job? Oh, he's a fund manager. Oh, so he's a bloodsucker. And she's like, don't say that in front of his child. Everyone's thinking it. And I just love the wittiness of the child. It's super funny. And the wittiness of the father, or the soon-to-be dad, when he's just in the bathroom trying to motivate him. And then they both look at him. Oh, why are you guys looking at me like that? Did I say something that makes me sound cool? And then they both laugh.
The one thing I didn't like was, I hate how they're able to fight off a huge group of zombies between these multiple train cars to get to where they're going. And then the final battle between the infected, selfish guy and the father, he's unable to fight him off. He ends up getting bitten in the hand. I get it, they had to lead it to where he would die, and then he'd have to make sure his daughter and that pregnant lady was safe. It just felt like that scene was kind of cheesy. You've been able to fight off zombies for so long, and now you can't fight off this one old guy. Come on.
I was waiting for him to pull out some Bruce Lee type of shiz and just like jump off the wall and kick him in the face and come on, you can do it, man. Yeah. And then he just like resulted to regular fighting. He did the chain jump. That was pretty sick, but he already was bitten, and I was like, should have just jumped with him.
I think you fought as well as any fund manager can fight, you know? He's a bloodsucker.
Understandable under the circumstances.
The only thing I can think of that maybe wasn't up to par or whatever, because I think this movie is amazing, is there was a scene where the girl that was bit and got on the train, you know, it took a long time to turn. I don't know if it depends on where you get bit on your body, but other people got bit and boom, instantly like,
I actually had that same critique too, Jordan. I'm glad you brought that up. But I think to its defense, if you get killed, you reanimate a lot faster.
Oh.
But she was still alive and only gotten bit and got away. So she's still alive, but then eventually died. And then as soon as she was dead, she contorted and came back to life.
And also, she had a tourniquet on her leg. I'm not sure if that stops it.
Or slowed it down, yeah. You never really see the zombie gore. Usually, you get the intestines, spaghetti, sausage link. I like the whole dismembering. They eat you, right? And this one, they bite, but they transform so quickly, no one really ends up getting eaten.
The only thing I thought maybe they could have had more of was more zombie animals. Dude, that deer at the beginning, I want to see a pack of those deers just running at people.
That was actually my question is, do zombie deers feast on brains as well? Do they hunt down other deers? I have so many questions. Anything that dies is now going to come back due to this virus that's in the air. And every zombie movie kind of has a different, there's always a few things here, there's a few things there. Some of it's left up to ambiguity. You know that the bites are infectious, and you know if you die, you're infected, even if you're not necessarily bitten, because that deer was hit by a car and it reanimated.
Maybe
the deer was bitten, or the deer was clearly hit by a car.
No. I'm wondering, could it be 28 days later where the monkey started out with the disease? Maybe that was suspect zero. I mean, not suspect.
Subject.
Patient zero.
Oh my gosh, you think the deer started all this? Yeah. The one deer took down all of Busan, man. Oh my.
And I love that dude driving. He hits it. Oh, what a horrible day. And just gets back in his car and just keeps going.
That's hilarious. So this whole outbreak started from the deer.
It's an interesting theory.
It might. I don't know. They did mention, remember when he's talking to his buddy? We created this. Remember he said that? Did you catch that?
Yeah, okay, that was weird.
He was referencing the project that they were funding. Weren't they fund managers of this big chemical plant or something? Or their technology building did this? That's what I understood.
Yeah.
The whole movie comes back together when only the pregnant lady and the daughter, spoiler alert, they're the only two left, crawling down the tunnel, and the little girl starts to sing, which is Aloha Oe, which is a great song. It's like God be with you till we meet again. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I don't know if it's Hawaiian.
I'm pretty sure.
Sounds like Aloha Oe, right? Yeah. Beautiful song. She does it at the recital but couldn't sing it. She didn't have the courage to do it in front of all those people, but then she's doing it in the tunnel, and it's ultimately the thing that saves them from the two military guys at the end, staring down the tunnel ready to shoot on sight, given the command order to fire.
Take the shot.
But they don't, because they hear her singing, and it shows there is humanity and there is hope.
If that general gets any crap, dude, I would have taken that shot so fast. You see the way the girl was walking because she had that limp because she was pregnant? She's hobbling along, dude. I see a shady figure hobbling along. Oh, we'll see you later.
Do you guys have like a top favorite zombie movie? My 3 favorite zombie movies would be 1, 28 Days Later, 2, I love Zombieland, and 3, I would say either Train to Busan or, it's hard to say, World War Z. I didn't think it was that special. What else is there though? Like, I mean, there's a few other zombie films.
Excuse me.
Like Shaun of the Dead.
Try any of George A. Romero's movies. Whoa, take it easy.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, both of those are great.
Night of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Whoa, all right.
I haven't seen any of those.
Oh.
Well, actually, I have, but I can't remember or distinguish any of them because I've seen them all. I don't know which one's which. Yeah, I got schooled there. Definitely Shaun of the Dead. Ooh, that takes the cake. I guess I would say Shaun of the Dead is better than Train to Busan. It's better than Zombieland 2, yes, but Zombieland 2 was also good. I don't know. Shaun of the Dead, is it better than Zombieland? I actually really like Zombieland. That's a tough one.
How is Shaun of the Dead not on your list, Ty? You're obsessed with Edgar Wright, weirdo.
Well, it's so funny because I didn't prepare the list. I was just saying off the top of my head because I'm thinking in my mind right now, what are my favorite zombie movies that come to mind?
Maybe you should go after you figure out your list and give somebody that knows their list,
Oh, my word. Okay, do you have anything different? I feel like you and I have similar taste in zombie movies. Do you have any other?
No. Okay, Dawn of the Dead, the remake by Zack Snyder is number 1, okay? And then you got 28 Days Later, made by Danny Boyle, and then Train to Busan. Yeah, that's a pretty perfect list.
Wait, so what about Shaun of the Dead? You didn't mention that, Jordan. Do you know like Shaun of the Dead?
You said top 3. You didn't say top 5, okay?
Oh, so Shaun of the Dead's 4 or 5? Dude, not better than Busan though. No way.
Yeah, that's why I said Busan is 3, and then you do Shaun of the Dead.
No, Shaun of the Dead's better than Busan. Busan, it is better.
Well, then that's your list. Now this is my list. Thank you very much.
well, I'm glad we clarified that your list is wrong. Karen Grant, do you guys have any zombie movies that you like? Or
probably my number 1 would be I Am Legend.
Oh, good one.
That is a fun one.
Number 2, I don't know. I'd probably go with
You could do World War Z.
probably Train to Busan. I don't know. I thought Pride and Prejudice and Zombies was pretty funny.
like
I
that
haven't
one.
seen 28 Days Later and other ones like that. I haven't seen those yet. But I mean, I think I would put World War Z above Pride and Prejudice Zombies. I mean, it was funny to watch, but I mean, I think I enjoyed World War Z more than that. I just haven't watched enough zombie movies because I'm not the biggest zombie fan.
Yeah. How about you, Grant?
I'd probably say similar list to Cameron's. I can't think of any.
You could do Walking Dead. That can be on your list.
Walking Dead? Yeah.
If you put it above I Am Legend, I am never speaking to you ever again.
No. I Am Legend is the best zombie movie I've seen.
That's so funny that you say that. I watched it recently, and I have to be honest, I was a little disappointed. The CGI kind of takes me out of it.
Well, I rewatched it. Yeah, it's cheesy.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's dated.
I watched it as a kid late at night by myself. It scarred me a little bit.
Dude, all you gotta do is just watch that huddle scene and you'll get the chills down your spine when they're like,
Yeah, they're all huddled in the circle, breathing. It's wild. And I actually saw a lot of similarities to this movie, Train to Busan, to 28 Days. Well, and even Weeks. I wanted to ask you guys, of all the zombie movies, what is your favorite zombie outbreak? Do you guys have a movie where you would like to live in that world? Because I'll be honest, Train to Busan looks terrifying. And so does 28 Days Later. Because fast rage zombies, I feel like I wouldn't mind as much living in The Walking Dead. They scream when they're coming. I mean, they're moaning, they're lumbering, they're slow. Every death is completely avoidable, but for the sake of plot devices, everyone has to die and the story has to move on.
Exactly, because they're ninjas, so I would not want to live in that because they appear out of nowhere and they're just like,
Oh, that's great. Yeah, zombie ninjas, man.
oh my gosh.
I love it. What are your guys' rules about zombie survival?
The move is taking over Costco and Home Depot, and then you just board off everything and move everything up to the second and third stories of those things. Have a sniper tower. You're set for months.
Not enough food. Not enough food.
Costco's got quite a bit of food, though.
Does it? Oh, Costco. I'm sorry. I was thinking Home Depot.
Yeah, are you drunk, Jordan? Costco not having food?
No, it's true. Home Depot. Yeah, Cameron, you're going to be eating like the vending machine and you're going to be all boarded up inside.
That's why I have 2 bases, dude, and then I have a bridge going across. I already got it all figured out. And I have katanas to go across each bridge. Got it all figured out.
Depending on the outbreak, you're going to want a mountain bike. It's like the most reliable mode of transportation because you're not reliant on gas. It's pretty silent. You can also get out of tight places. This is just so brilliant. A mountain bike, a camping tent to sleep in, a sleeping bag, and a crowbar. That's all your basic weapons that you need to survive something like The Walking Dead. And yet you see people with freaking revolvers and they're firing gunshots, drawing hundreds of zombies from every direction to their location. It's just ridiculous. You guys aren't survivalists. It's TV. And that's why I'm so disappointed with The Walking Dead. Sorry. So disappointed. Sorry, Grant. I see you just...
It's fine.
Conspiring. Yeah.
I loved the first season. I loved the comic book, The Walking Dead. I loved the video game, The Walking Dead. There's so much better material. And every time they did the TV version of it, it was never as good as either the comic or the video game, which preceded it. And we couldn't even do it justice. You're ripping it off blatantly, and you're not even doing it well. So, freak, get your crap together, man. I just get so mad about it. I'm sorry. I am so mad about that.
I'm more attached to the characters than the actual plot.
We'll be talking about the Walking Dead comic book another time.
I like that. Jordan, do you have any zombie rules or survival tips? I'm curious.
Well, just everything you said, but I would probably be running around and just having a blast smashing in faces and stuff.
My mama always said I'd be good at something. Who knew that thing would be zombie killing? Oh my gosh, I love that.
I say that, but I had to kill a mouse one time on a glue trap and I cried. So I don't know.
Jordan's a hardened soul. He can do it.
So real quick, I actually just wanted to say, did you guys catch any homages to other zombie films? I think what this did really well, one of mine is when they're walking through the tunnel at the end, it reminded me of that scene in George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead when you had the last survivor, the gentleman at the very end. He's coming up out of the basement and he's looking up and then he goes, there's one right there in that window, and they shoot the remaining survivor. He's not a zombie and he gets shot in the head. It's so sad.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, if you haven't seen the 60s film, Night of the Living Dead, black and white, George A. Romero's film, yeah, you already missed that train.
The train is out of the station and to Busan.
But yes, maybe I shouldn't spoil movies that aren't on this podcast. But it reminded me of it because that was the climactic ending. This almost had that tension. I actually believed that they were going to shoot him. But then she started singing Hails Back to the Beginning. It all ties it together in a really neat bow.
Well, I forgot that everyone else died. I was like, holy crap, I don't remember all this. It was devastating. And it was that one guy single-handedly got everyone killed. Oh my gosh.
That train conductor, dude, he signed his life sentence when he freaking jumped off that train to go save him. Don't do it, man. Gonna cost you your life. Gets off, throws him in, and he's like, help me. He's running around like a weasel. Another homage that I kind of liked that I didn't even think about much until now was when they get to the first train station. That reminded me of I Am Legend. You know, the scene when Will Smith comes up on that huge horde of zombies that they're all facing the other way. One turns and oh freak.
Yeah, was that when they were going down the escalator? Oh.
And then people are just like and trying to go up a down escalator. And
That was the most tense scene for me, for sure. Everyone's being eerily quiet because everyone's kind of on edge, and they're just going down the escalator, and you see all these uniforms. You see the soldiers' boots, you see their pants and their satchels, and then you get close up to their eyes, and they're all infected, and they all turn around, and they're still going down the down escalator, and they all start running up at him. That was so terrifying.
When they started falling from the rooftop, it kind of made me think of World War Z as well, kind of when they were coming over the wall, you know, just like falling from the sky.
Or how about when they're dragging along on the train, Grant?
they're dragging the train. Oh my gosh, that reminded me of the
yeah.
helicopter scene where they're like freaking ants, dude.
Just all climbing over each other.
That was disgusting, dude.
The zombies on the bottom layer must have been shredded, just completely obliterated, nothing on their faces.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh my word. You know what? I actually have a theory for the trailer that I saw for Train to Busan 2 Peninsula. I bet that all those zombies that were melded together in extreme heat, that's the monster you see in the gladiator fight in the sequel 4 years later.
Dude, that was insane. I don't even want to watch the second one just because I know they're going to bring back that selfish dude and he's going to be like the leader zombie and I'm like, he's still freaking alive. Kill him.
Does anyone have any favorite quotes?
Quote I really liked was in the beginning when his father, the way he asked, instead of saying, what present should I get for my daughter? He says, what do kids these days like? And you don't even know what your daughter likes. And that just part when she opens it up. Do you like it? And then she just doesn't say anything and just looks at the Wii. It's such a perfect way to show. That's what me and Jordan, we're so adamant about show, don't tell. That's a perfect way to show he's not involved in his daughter's life.
One of my favorite quotes is when the daughter's climbing up the train to go to the restroom. She runs into someone, and it's a train conductor, and he's yelling at the homeless guy, and, girl, if you drop out of school, you'll end up like this bum. And she goes, my mom only said that bad people say that. And he goes, well, your mom probably flunked out of school, too.
I wanted to mention, too, I watched the behind the scenes of this movie, and Ty, you would love it. I mean, it is kind of up your alley because it has a perfect blend between practical and CGI. They had a ton of green screen, but they also built all these really cool sets, and you kind of have a fun mesh between the two.
Wait, Jordan, you mean that can work?
I didn't say I hated CGI.
Wait. I thought it took you out of the film in Zodiac, but it's okay because it's a zombie movie, huh? You make me sick, Jordan.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I get that.
It only works if it's a zombie movie, and Jordan loves it. Sicko, guilty pleasure.
There's another great moment where the dad protecting the pregnant lady, he just like looks at the little girl and goes, I made that. He's like talking about the baby, and then she looks at him and she's like, idiot. I thought that was so funny.
Just one thing I thought of was when the husband says to the pregnant lady just before he dies, he says the name of their kid. Because there's something like subtle they talked about before, and then kind of just ties in all this emotional tie-in at the very end, and then he dies. It was like,
sacrifice. Did you shed the same tears that Jordan has shed the entire movie during Train to Busan? Because apparently it's the most emotional show Jordan's ever seen in his life.
You guys are like so emotional, man. No, I will be honest. This one got me to tear up at the ending. Yes, Clinton, you mentioned the daughter. That is a phenomenal acting from a child. You believe that she's losing her father. I don't watch too many movies that have a kid actor. Dang, like I actually believe this kid. It happened once in a movie called The Florida Project. This child actor is gonna go places, or just be a little Miss Sunshine and disappear after this.
Home Alone.
Just blew me away. Yeah, how believable her performance was. This girl's losing her father, and you believe it in that moment.
A mini critique. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a psychopath. That part when he threw himself off the train, I almost laughed.
yeah, I think you're a psychopath.
I also like the very last moment where he felt like his humanity was about to slip. He ended it so he got to be as human and close to his daughter as possible right before his end.
When it just shows his shadow like falling off, I tried so hard not to like laugh out loud. I was
Oh my gosh, Cameron.
Psychopath.
Like the most heartfelt, warm sacrifice.
For a second there, that selfish dude had me thinking when he was like, I'm sick, help me. I was like, dude, he's going to throw himself off and be a good guy. For 1 second.
He was so good, you'd love to hate him. How many people did he ended up killing, like directly or indirectly? There were so many people that he killed. And directly, like shoved him into zombies. He didn't go back and save them. He used them as live bait.
The coast is clear.
And he opened up so many doors and didn't shut them behind him, and he let so many people get bit.
Oh my gosh, yes, when he escaped, dude, and the family's out there just running, and the zombies are just sprinting out the door because he escaped. Oh my gosh, when he got the baseball dude girlfriend, when he got her bit, yo, that was way too far. far. It was just so sad. Grabs her and just chucks her.
That was sad. I thought that was a good scene too, where the player of the baseball, he had a hard time fighting his former best friend. They were all on his team. He probably knew them all by name, and that was really hard. Intense character moment.
He was a savage in the beginning. He's like, sit by someone else. She's like, just admit you love me. And then everyone else dies. You're all I got. I guess I'll settle.
One last thing I want to gush about this movie is they did such a good job at portraying the mass hysteria, and there was just so much chaos. Every time the zombies were running, there were so many people on the screen. I thought that was so well done. You still can follow what's happening, but there's people running every direction. You don't know who's infected and who isn't. Two of my favorite shots, when they're coming down the escalator and you just see all those people, the entire, like, wall to wall, it's just packed with people standing literally shoulder to shoulder, and then they all just start sprinting, and it's just like when I did pest control, you would move a rock and reveal an anthill, and there would just be a breeding frenzy of ants, and they would all just be climbing over each other, and it's terrifying. They had that twice or three times in the movie, the scene where the train is finally moving again and that single car and all those zombies are coming out from all the trains and all the stations, everyone's running to the train. It's just such a jaw-dropping shot, and I think that's why this movie really stands out among the crowd, because all too often you get a lot of zombies in a room in a tight space, but this one is wide open space, and all the movie takes place in daylight for the most part. You have a few tunnel scenes where it gets dark, but the whole movie is in brightly lit, so they don't hide anything, which is another thing I think is really well done about this film.
Well, it kind of has to be because they're powerless in the dark.
I think that was a conscious choice, because then they had those few moments where they could sneak by him in the tunnels.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's the opposite of I Am Legends, because they only come out at night in I Am Legends.
I did notice that.
To me, it's refreshing because there's definitely a lot more makeup. And I just gotta say, the stunt coordinators that did all the contortions and the running, A+ for that stunt team, because they threw themselves in probably harm's way in the contorting, and that's so freaky to me. It's definitely scarier than your average zombie film. Would you recommend this movie? We'll start with you, Jordan.
Yes, it is unrated, but it actually would probably be PG-13 because, like Clinton said, there's no gore. I don't even think there's language in it. I don't remember. You know, when you read it, it's different than hearing it.
I would for this movie, I would be very surprised it gets a PG-13 rating.
What? World War Z? You don't think it's the same?
I think it's a PG-13. You're tripping, Ty.
Have you seen World War Z? It's the same movie.
It's literally the same movie except subtitles with no swear. You're tripping, dude.
I'll say it's a TV-14.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, TV-14.
Oh, man, what are they feeding you up in Wisconsin?
Yeah. Karen, would you recommend this movie?
Yeah, I would recommend it. I would recommend it to pretty much everyone except Cassie and Mom. Oh, yeah.
Grant?
Yeah, I think it's a really good zombie movie. It was really well done.
It's a kind of it's one of those like where you're very tense watching it, but it doesn't leave you a lingering sense of fear and dread, because it's more of like an I Am Legend. In the moment, you're very scared for your character and protagonist because it's very intense, kind of like a roller coaster ride where after you get off of it, you've had a good time, but you don't have nightmares that night trying to go to sleep thinking about it crawling under your bed or something. I definitely recommend it. It's a good one. If you don't like zombies, don't watch it.
No, but honestly, I was going to mention that even after I had zombie fatigue, it was actually really refreshing. So I think even if you don't like zombie movies, you might like it, maybe.
Fatigue might be different, because if all you watch is zombie movies and you like zombie movies...
Because you're insane and all you watch is zombie movies. George's like, well, I'm an addict and I got overdosed, but I still liked it. Yeah, okay.
So we're going to begin our next segment. We're going to be doing Build a Perfect Movie, horror movies.
Oh, man, this game is stupid. I always get screwed.
How this is played is get to as close to 100% as you can with Rotten Tomatoes critic score, and the closest one building two movies together with a perfect score of 100 wins. If you go over, you lose. Let's start with you, Jordan.
I'll do a zombie one because we're doing zombies. It's Day of the Dead, but not the original. It'll be the third one. It should have a really bad rating. It's Blood Ties or Bloodline or something.
Day of the Dead, Bloodline?
Yeah.
Grant.
You can do it, bud.
I'm going to say World War Z, but it's probably got really high ratings.
I don't think so.
Cam.
Can it be a horror comedy?
Yeah.
Because I was going to do Hot Fuzz, but dude, I feel like Hot Fuzz is way too good. That's going to screw me in the end. So I'm going to go with...
Does that have horror in it? It doesn't really have horror in it.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah. I guess it does have yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. It's more of an action comedy.
Happy Death Day 2. Would you guys consider that? It's not really that horror-ish.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to be horror.
Happy Death Day 2. And I'm pretty sure that shouldn't be a good rating either.
I don't know.
If it is, I'm going to...
Gonna bust.
Don't even, Jordan. It's not even that good.
Ready for those scores, huh?
Jordan, your pick. Day of the Dead's Bloodline. It was 13%.
Yeah, boy.
Ah, lucky son of a gun.
Cameron, you had Happy Death Day 2. You had
It better be below 50 or I'm going to kill myself.
70%. We're going to talk about on this pod. I have a bone to pick with Happy Death Day 2.
I love Happy Death Day 2.
That movie is so dumb. No, yeah, the second one's dumb.
No, it's amazing.
The first one was pretty good, and I get why it spawned a sequel, but the sequel's so dumb.
Mwah. I hope they make a third.
And Jordan needs to be killed.
Grant, your pick was World War Z. It was 66%.
How did Happy Death Day 2 get a better rating than World War Z? This is some cheese, dude.
You know, that World War Z movie is all about the intimate relationship between Brad Pitt and his loving little can of Pepsi at the end. Oh, wait, and his 2 daughters, right? Yeah, I forgot.
And why can Brad Pitt literally do everything? He's just a casual dad who's like a marksman with a hunting rifle. What average dad is just sniping zombies from like 800 feet away and chooses the right... No, I'm not even going to get into it.
Cameron, what average dad looks like Brad Pitt? We are going to go into our second round. Let's start with, we did the lowest one. Jordan, you had 13%. You go.
Oh, my second one will have to be the original Day of the Dead.
Jordan's playing it safe, scaredy cat.
Okay, is that the 1985?
I think so.
Cheap.
It's the one by
George A. Romero.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Grant.
I'm gonna have to say, I've never seen this, but Scary Movie. Isn't there a second one? It's probably worse.
There's like 4.
I think there's 5. So which one do you want, Grant? Sorry, you want the second one?
Probably the latest one. It's probably the worst.
You can't do it again. Jake already did the 4th. You have to do 2 or 3.
Well, no, he did Scream, Jordan. I don't think he did Scary Movie.
I said Scary Movie. I've never seen it though.
Oh, Grant, you did. Oh, sorry. I'm deaf.
Yeah, Scary Movie. Yeah.
Scary movie. Jordan, you have... Oh, man, you're special.
Okay, so Grant, did you want Scary Movie 2, you said, Grant?
There's 5. Dude, if you do 5, number 5 is trash.
Well, that's why I said the latest one. Then you're like, no, you can't do that.
Oh, he said the latest one. Okay, do it. That's fine.
We'll allow it, Grant. We'll allow it.
Jordan is judge, jury, and execution over here.
Yeah, I know, right?
I want to win.
Cameron.
The Leprechaun, is there a third one?
Dude, there's like 8.
I'll do number 6.
The last one has the lowest rating. You should do the last one. No, sorry. The not last one, the Origins.
I don't want to listen to you. Shh.
Wait, which leprechaun, sorry?
Number 6.
I think that's Origins.
I don't need your advice, Jordan. You're an enemy.
I'm helping you out. Origins was low.
You are the enemy. Just tell me if I busted, Ty. Tell me.
No, I just helped you out, Chip. That movie's really crappy.
I busted. You didn't help me out. I literally said number 6.
Is that the one you forced me to watch, Jordan?
Don't act like you're over here like, oh, my teammate.
All right, Jordan, your first pick was 13%. Your next pick, remind me of your movie again. I'm doing so many movies now.
Oh, Day of the Dead. Chip, write it down.
Day of the Dead was 83%. So you have a total of 96%.
Oh yeah.
96. Fudge. Lucky son of a gun.
Cameron, you had 70% from Happy Death Day 2, and then your second pick, Leprechaun Origins, was 0%.
Dude, I should have done, what's it called? I should have done Get Out, and I should have done The Origins. Are you kidding me? I didn't think it was that bad. Gosh, dang it.
Grant, your first pick was 66%. Your Scary Movie 2, 15%. So that gives you a total of 81%.
So close, Grant. No cigar.
Jordan got lucky, son of a gun.
Yeah, that was really good. Jordan, you win, man. 96%. That was unreal.
Can I just say, what is freaking whatever the frick I picked doing? What was the one I picked?
Leprechaun Origins.
Leprechaun Origins. What are they doing with their lives? Getting 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. What the fudge? That is some booty cheese.
To me, it's like you only get a 0 if you don't submit an assignment for school. So
For real, how do you submit a full movie and it be a 0? Give me a couple points.
it's like it would have been better if they never turned it in or never submitted. Like they're like it's just still in production, right? Oh, that's so sad. But Cameron, 10% of audiences liked it. Jordan, is that the movie you made me watch?
No. Cameron did 6. The newest one is 7, I think.
I gotta see what that was rated.
That's Leprechaun Returns. You've seen Leprechaun Returns, which is like an 80% on Rotten Tomato.
Dude, talk about a comeback.
Yeah, huge comeback. Leprechaun Returns, mwah, we're doing it on the podcast. It's amazing.
Jordan, you said it had 80%. Leprechaun had 38%. Leprechaun Returns, the one you made me watch.
Okay. No, which one? Which one?
Like, they had an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. False advertising, fake news. Jordan is fake news.
It's got 80 and it's comes back to reality, 38.
It's amazing. They're high.
We got our second game. It's called Over and Underacting Movie Quotes. Jordan's got our 5 movie quotes. First to guess the movie quotes wins. Speed round. Here we go.
A lion walks into the bar with a giraffe And the bartender says,
28 days later.
"Oh, you gotta let me finish the quote, you bum."
Sorry.
Well-
Wait, see, that's the problem, though. See, I did that last game, and then someone else guessed the quote before me. I have to. You can finish the quote now.
Well, I don't know. Is it even worth it?
Just go, nerd. Oh my gosh.
When there is no more room in heck, the dead will walk the earth.
That's one of the zombies. Is that Night of the Living Dead?
Dawn of the Dead.
Boom, Cameron, you won.
Dang it.
I've never even seen it, boy.
Sorry, Ty. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Dawn of the Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
I apologize. I know some of you guys haven't seen these movies. I don't know who's seen them.
I've probably seen none of them.
I know. Ty wouldn't even let me finish the quote.
It's just between me and Ty apparently, because even though I've never seen this.
Okay, so here's a TV show. Cameron knows the quote because he's seen a lot of memes, and I think Grant does too. Clinton's seen part of the show. Ty's seen it all. Surprise, mother effer!
I don't know where that's from though.
Dexter.
Oh, it's Dexter.
That's Dexter. Oh dang.
Yeah, boy.
So you really think the father came down from heaven to stop a boom? Oh, what the F's happening?
Pulp Fiction.
I just shot Marvin in the face.
Dude, I destroyed. Me and Jordan are like on the same wavelength. That's the problem.
Okay, I just did a bunch of zombie quotes. I thought it'd be fun because we did a zombie movie, but I'll do 5 big quotes that Cameron and I think all of you should know these. That'll do.
I
big.
won't participate in the next one.
Babe.
I just won, so I get the top. I
You
get
can
the gold
participate.
medal.
Cameron just won that one because you weren't paying
Yeah,
attention.
I just have 2 points, Ty.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you weren't paying attention. Cameron just won that one. Okay.
It's 2-3.
I already have 3 points. You have 2.
Yeah, Ty. We'll see you later. I'm coming. I'm on your tail. I'm on your tail. I'm on your tail like Babe.
I don't even get it. I don't know what's happening. Did I not already win? I just said the first 5 quotes. I got 4 of the 5.
Okay, so next quote. Ty, shh. Okay. Phone home.
E.T.
E.T.?
Oh,
I said it first.
Grant said it. Sorry.
I did, nerd.
Are you kidding me? That's a bullcrap.
I am not hearing the quotes. What is happening right now?
Ty, open your ears, dude. What planet are you on?
I feel like you guys are pulling my chain. I genuinely don't hear. I heard you say shh. Shh.
Okay, well maybe you should pay attention.
And he's like E.T. And I'm like, wait,
Child,
was the shushing part of E.T.?
No. Okay, be quiet. All right. My precious. I can't do his voice.
Oh, God.
Lord of the Rings. The 2 towers. It's the 2 towers.
Ty.
It's Lord of the Rings. The 2 towers. It's the,
I mean,
it's the second one.
It is the second one, but I
It's
mean,
also The King Returns. It's in there as well, I'm pretty sure.
that's really funny.
No,
I'm
but
not sure
my
who got that
precious.
one.
That's from the 2 towers, bro. I got it first, man.
Okay, all right. Yeah, from now on, make sure you say which of this, if it's in a series, say which one.
Didn't need to tell me because I already knew that rule.
Shush, child.
Shaken, not stirred.
James Bond, Casino Royale, Daniel Craig. It's like in every single Bond movie. Which one are you thinking
No,
of?
no, no.
Spectre?
No, it
Quantum
wasn't.
of Solace? Skyfall?
No,
Shush.
because
GoldenEye?
actually, remember that?
A
Okay,
Good Day
so
to Die Hard? You're so dumb.
Casino Royale. He says, "What? How would you like it?" And he says, "Do I look like I give a dang?" That was Casino Royale. This is
Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre.
No.
Oh my word. A Good Day to Die.
It's too late. Time's up. Goldfinger.
Good try, Ty.
Nice try, Ty.
Better luck next time.
We'll just do one last one. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah,
Number
dude.
2.
That's a good one.
Oh, Grant
it's
beat
the
you
first
because
one.
he said number 2. Nice try, Ty.
No, it's Back to the
It's
Future,
from
the first one.
It's
the
from
last
the first
scene.
one. It's the ending of the first. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
the last
the
scene.
second one. It's the first one. So
Yeah,
which one
nice
did
try,
you need it from?
nerds. You're welcome, Ty. I got your back.
Thanks, bro. I just had to be the winner of this game
Oh,
because
brother.
there are a lot depends on this. You know.
It's okay. I'm first loser.
That's why I think me and Jordan shouldn't play though. Seriously, I just realized like me and Jordan should come up with the movie quotes. You guys should all play when we have 3 guests.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
Because me and Jordan, for some reason, had like this weird psychic connection where it's like I literally know the movies he was going to choose before he even did it.
But Cameron got some points. Get out of here, Ty.
Yeah, Ty. You're nothing special.
He got like 1 point. Well, he got the points where you were like you said shh, shh, and then Grant's like E.T. and I was like you shushed and Grant's like E.T. and I was like
It's like some African click language. Shh, shh.
I almost spewed water out everywhere, dude. Oh my word.
just
Do
saw
not
it.
be drinking when you're on this podcast with you guys. Well, we end every podcast by saying, what are any good movies that you've seen lately? And then what are you looking forward to see? Jordan.
So I just watched Rick and Morty's final episode of the season, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. I don't want to spoil anything because I know a couple of you guys haven't seen it, but
Yeah, I'll kill you.
it's so funny. It brings back those funny bugs, and it's a parody to Star Wars, and oh my gosh, I was laughing laughing out loud so hard. Those bugs are hilarious.
Wait, the bugs from the I'm gonna turn this 1 to a 0?
Yeah.
I could tell you for money.
I love it so much. They are my favorite. Before the next scene happens, they have these little tiny dialogue scenes where they're talking to each other. And it's just so funny. Oh my goodness. Really good.
I'm excited to watch it now.
Kill them. They're robots. They don't have any souls. Oh, somebody get his wife and children.
I thought you said they were robots. I lied, Marty.
They're bureaucrats. I don't respect them. So funny.
Oh my gosh. I also started Sonic. Haven't finished it yet, but I love it so far. Jim Carrey's hilarious. And let's see. I just been finishing The League, which is a funny show, but I haven't been watching a whole lot other than that. I'm looking forward to seeing Peninsula, Train to Busan 2.
Cameron, how about you?
So what I've watched recently, me and Grant watched Me, Earl, and a Dying Girl together. I loved it. Fantastic movie. Cinematography is outstanding. A super accurate depiction of high school. Joking and like a playful depiction of high school. I love lunchrooms like a battlefield. Everyone fighting for the same territory. And you say he goes into the lunchroom, people dribbling basketballs, and it's just very unrealistic, but I love it. We watched The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. There was a lot of laugh out loud moments. There's just a couple scenes. There's a dance scene with Oscar from The Office.
So uncomfortable.
I was like pressing fast forward, and 4 minutes later I press play and it's still going. What the freak? This is so unnecessary.
Cringeworthy. Yeah.
But then besides that, there was a lot of laugh out loud moments.
I like when Betty Davis. Is it Betty Davis or is it
The old woman.
Yeah. Wait, is it Betty Davis? Now it's gonna drive me crazy.
I could find out for you right now. But what about her?
Just the dance that they do from the window to the wall. I thought that was so
Betty
fun.
White.
Betty White.
Betty
See, I
White.
know. I was like Betty Davis. No, from the window to the wall. I love that dance they do. It's
Oh yeah,
so
to
funny.
the sweat drip down, mom. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's so great. That scene is that is like a golden scene.
It was pretty good character development with Sandra Bullock, and it was like pretty good love story.
I just don't buy Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock together. That was my biggest pet peeve.
Oh no, they did not have
They
chemistry
didn't,
because
but
like
it
it's
was
just like he's
funny
very
enough.
young, she's kind of like a little bit the older vibe. Yeah, you guys would never like work together.
Hey, love knows no bounds, man.
Age is just a number.
But they do know a lawsuit when I see one, dude. Don't marry your boss. That is a good way to get into trouble, man. Oh, brother.
I showed Grant and Mom Perks of Being a Wallflower. Fantastic movie. I watched It Comes at Night. Holy fudge. I watched that with Grant and Drew. And there were so many scenes where I was like, wait, what the fudge just happened? And we had so many theories after that. We were up for like an hour and a half just talking about that movie.
That goes in the top 10.
I was going to put that on my list, but I didn't know if that counted as a zombie movie.
Oh, it definitely does, dude, because it has that sense of paranoia. A lot of it is ambiguous. That movie poster alone, where the dog is just looking out into the darkness, and you look at it closely, is there something out there? Do I see something in the trees? It's so freaky.
Why did the kid go out after the freaking dog? I love dogs to death. I don't know if I'm dying for that thing, for some freaking thing to infect me. Holy fudge. But yeah, it's really good. What I'm looking forward to, just kind of on my watch list, Speed, starring with Keanu Reeves. I want to watch 28 Days Later as well, another zombie film. Me, Myself, and Irene, or The Time Traveler's Wife. Kind of debating between which one to watch.
Very different movies. How about you, Grant?
You list a lot of the ones that we saw together. The only one I watched Inglourious Basterds for the first time. Definitely a VidAngel recommendation. It was way different than I expected. The problem, Cameron kind of built it up a little bit too much for me.
You're sick. You're sick.
Just saying.
No, I will be honest, Grant. I remember when I watched it in college, I did not like it. Or let's see, when I watched it in high school, I didn't like it. Then I went to college and someone told me something about suspense. And then I understood all the things that I was missing. Because I was watching it in high school, half watching it while I was doing homework. I'd look up and I'd see German subtitles and I'm missing half the scene. Wow, there's a lot of talking for a movie about Nazi killing.
I know. That's kind of what I was expecting, yeah. Oblige him.
Billy, this Nazi wants to die for his country. Oblige him.
And see, correcto. Gorlami. Come again? Gorlami.
Gorlami. Nazi killing. I speak the third most Italian. I don't speak Italian.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Butchers it so hard. It's so beautiful.
I think this is maybe my masterpiece. That's what he says. Fortunately, I've been moving all week, so I haven't seen much. After I watched the Spielberg documentary, I wanted to see all of Spielberg's movies. Let's watch E.T., let's watch this. I started with Saving Private Ryan because it has that opener at D-Day, and I couldn't stop watching. This movie is 2.5 hours long, but that opener is 30 something, 34, almost 40 minutes long.
Gosh.
And you just can't stop watching. Once they hit that beach, bullets are flying everywhere. It's probably one of the most visceral movie scenes of all time. It really is. And it's super harrowing to see what ancestors of ours went through to fight for our freedom. So, shout out to veterans out there. Ultimate respect. And Spielberg definitely did them justice. To immerse you in it when I've never been near anything so horrendous.
A fun fact about that real quick is just there was actually some veterans were like allowed I'm not sure if they allowed free tickets or whatever to the opening. Many of them walked out of the movie just because they said it was like too realistic. It gave them a lot of them PTSD. It's really sad, but it just shows like how much attention to detail Spielberg paid in doing that movie because it's so realistic. It just reminded them of the real thing.
I actually had that fear when I watched it again. How does this movie hold up? Because there's kind of like a showmanship. Sometimes there's like a glorifying of violence or playing it up as like an action set piece. But when I watched it again, I was like, there's nothing glorified by this. This is a real, very grim and raw portrayal of the violence that people experience. Got to be one of the top, if not the top war movie of all time. Phenomenal story.
It's almost too good because any war movie I've watched after that, I'm like, it's not Saving Private Ryan.
The thing I'm looking forward to is seeing the finishing Rick and Morty, the last 2 episodes I haven't seen. Also looking forward to watching more movies. Most of my boxes are unpacked. Rich will appreciate this. Dad, this one's for you. I got settled and situated. There's a running inside joke where when we go on vacation, we always say, get settled and situated, and then we'll go out to eat. I don't know why. Like, what does the actions of getting settled and situated even mean? Taking a dump? I don't know. Like, what?
Not dogs. You're not claiming your territory.
When I go on vacation, if I get somewhere, do you guys put your clothes like in the drawers of like hotel rooms? I don't do that. I leave everything in my suitcase.
If it's under a week, there's no point, dude.
Right? Yeah. I'm the same mindset. Like, so settled and situated. I'm like, I'm not gonna like downturn my pillow and then unpack my suitcase. I just throw it on the bed. Let's go. That's settled and situated pretty much right there. Anyway, that was a great little tangent. Okay.
Did Grant say what he's looking forward to already?
I don't know. I'll probably just watch whatever Cameron's watching.
Grant doesn't look forward to anything. I'll just show him.
You guys take care. Take it easy out there, man. Don't get in the middle of a riot. Don't get coronavirus. Don't get train to Busan virus, whatever they called it. They didn't really have a name for it. They didn't even say the word zombies, really. I guess they used the zombies once, right? Did they even say the word zombie in this movie?
They said the word zombie, I think once or twice.
They did?
In the beginning.
They do a good job at not hitting me on the head. This is what it is. Doesn't really do the whole exposition thing. All right, folks, watch Shutter Island for next week on a Futro Hidden Movie Gems podcast.
Oh, I'm young. Shutter Island. Imagine kidding me. Dude, I freaking love. Dude, there's scenes in that. The water cup scene. Oh my.
Jordan, where can people leave us emails and voicemails or whatever?
Futuromovies@gmail.com.
Send us a fax. Whatever's in hip now.
Futuromovies@gmail.com. I said it for the first time.
Good boy, Ty. Good doggy.
Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Futuro. I did it again. I'm getting the hang of this. Futuro Hidden Movie Gems podcast @.com. And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Maybe you should change it to that. I don't know.
No, don't change it.
Everyone blood related. Brainwashed.
All of our loyal fans with an S. I think we have everyone in our own family listening to this at this point. So there you go. Hey, maybe we'll get beyond that. Who knows? Thanks for listening to Futuro Hidden Movie Gems podcast. You guys have a great day. Stay safe out there. Peace.
Love you guys. See ya.